Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your June 2026 monthly horoscope. My name is Justina. Welcome to my channel. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. All right, so here today we are going to look at some of the important events happening in the sky in June, and I'll tell you how they may influence your life on a deeper level. I follow Western astrology tropical zodiac, and these horoscopes are most accurate for your rising sign, aka ascendant sign. However, you can also watch them for your moon sign or your sun sign if you wish, just to get a bigger picture and a wider perspective upon your life. So we will start from the very first transit. This is a Venus and Jupiter conjunction happening at 25 degrees of Cancer, and this is happening on the 9th of June. So a really beautiful alignment between Jupiter and Venus falling into your sixth house. The sixth house deals with everyday life, everyday routine, our lifestyle, anything to do with self-improvement, anything to do with our work and life balance as well. Venus is connected to love, relationships, creativity, beauty, balance, harmony, and Jupiter is connected to growth, expansion, abundance, opportunities. Of course, Jupiter has got another side as well to it. It can lead or make us more impulsive with our actions. Maybe this is, for example, connected to overextending ourselves in certain situations, overindulging. Here, this would definitely resonate in the house of health, and Venus here, with Venus in the sixth house, very often we've got those strong sugary cravings, and Jupiter here also can generally create certain cravings that are, for example, connected to saucy foods or curries and fatty foods overall. Now, when these two planets conjoin in your sixth house, this can bring some positive developments to your daily life, to your work sphere, to your relationship with your coworkers. It could indicate an easy flow of energy, some positive news, positive improvements in your daily life. Like maybe it's a new exercise regime or a new yoga class you may enjoy, a trial, and this would make you, for example, commit more fully, for example. This could also be connected to a collaboration, some kind of connection, project you may work with another person, like a colleague, for instance. Generally, with Venus and Jupiter starting this lovely cycle in the sign of nurturing Cancer, this is a great time for bringing more nourishing, comforting energy into your daily reality, into your daily life. It's a great time for improving your daily life, and for introducing something that can really bring more happiness, more light, more satisfaction in your daily life overall. So whether that's a little bit of fun, a little bit of pleasure, the sixth house is connected to hard work and labor. But with Venus and Jupiter in conjoining in Cancer, this could be a day of some good news. This is also the house of work and our skills. So keep an eye open for these lovely opportunities that may come up for you that could make you feel good. Now, as we move forward, on the 15th, there is a new moon in Gemini happening at 24 degrees. New moons are connecting to new beginnings, fresh energy, new chapters, and here a new moon in your Gemini fifth house. The fifth house is the house associated with fun and joy and pleasure, and we've been just talking about a possible implementation of a little bit of that into your daily reality. But here with a new moon, so new moons bring new ideas, bring new thoughts, realizations, what's lacking, what could be done differently. And here this new moon awakens the area of your creative self-expression, the area of joy, the area of children, conception as well, romance. So here, this is the 25th degree, the 24th degree of Gemini. So a little bit of a late degree. And could prompt you to really deal with a situation here in this area of your life. Take a project, goal idea off the ground. There's a little bit of impatient energy with those late degrees, like a now or never or now what feeling overall. So whether you're starting a new project, perhaps a new hobby, new interest, for example, that's here. This is, of course, will depend on your circumstances, but this is your chance for a little bit of more spark in your life, more versatility. So new hobbies, new interests, amazing time. Just focus on one thing at a time if you can, because the energies are quite scattered, especially since Uranus is here. So it is changing your approach to self-expression. It could have made you more attracted to things that perhaps require you to get out of your comfort zone, and now you've got the courage to do it. So here, this new moon could be a brand new beginning for you in terms of finding a little bit of spark in your life, engaging in activities, interests, hobbies that are different, original. So you need that element of originality here now that Uranus is here. But at the same time, try to focus on one thing at a time, even if you have many, many ideas, because this will give you much, much better results. Of course, Gemini energy is intellectual, it could be connected to some intellectual projects, writing, reading, podcasting, for example. All right, so here on the 19th, on the other hand, we've got another important event, and this is Chiron moving into Taurus. Yes, Taurus. So this is huge. This is absolutely huge. We've had already a lot of shifts this year. We've had Neptune and Saturn moving into Aries. Uranus recently moved into Gemini. We had a brand new eclipse in a brand new cycle in Aquarius. So lots of fresh energies. And now we've got Chiron, the asteroid, also called the wounded healer, entering your 4th house. So the area of your emotional stability, security, your well-being, your home life, your family life. This is what is activated during this time. So what could this bring when Chiron transits our chart overall? It could make us more aware of any unhealed wounds, memories from the past. This is your this is your past. This is your roots. This is where you come from. Basically, that's what's activated: childhood memories, childhood experiences, any beliefs, for example, that come from your home that were engraved upon you. Maybe you don't align with them anymore. But there's a lot of here energy coming from your early stage of life here, from your This is the house of your foundations. This is the foundation of your chart. So this is your chance for healing those early wounds, early life experiences, things that generally shaped you, things and people, situations, experiences that shaped you, the person who you are today. Things that perhaps you absorbed as a child, and things perhaps that don't serve you, that block you, that hold you back. So there is a massive potential for healing, for gaining wisdom. Of course, it's not going to happen overnight. It's a fixed sign. Taurus is a fixed sign. So it needs to be approached, the healing phase, and also the phase of growth, evolution on a soul level. It needs to be approached gradually, intentionally. And it's a major healing phase, but it will be happening in a very slow way, in slow phases. So you're moving away from the Aries 3rd house energy, which, of course, the Aries is connected to, Chiron in Aries is connected to the wounds associated with self-confidence, self-assertion, self-worth. And the 3rd house, of course, deals with communication, our intellect. So you're moving away from these energies, and now we are moving into something different, something more foundational, emotional sphere of your life, your foundations, your home, your roots, where you come from. So there's this healing potential coming up for your healing phase. Now, as we move forward on the 28th, we start a series of quite interesting energies, because we will have a few events happening between the 28th and the 30th. So we start with Mars entering Gemini, and this is your 5th house. So think about what came up during the new moon in Gemini. Think about what came up during that time, because during the Mars in Gemini transit, generally you have a chance for momentum, for moving forward with these goals, ideas that were already initiated during the new moon. It's not going to happen overnight, because the degree of the new moon was quite late. So especially if you have any placements at around 24 degrees of the mutable signs, then Mars would have only activated them around July, sometime around mid-July. But here, overall, Mars in Gemini here, in the intellectual sign of Gemini, the energy can be quite scattered. So with Mercury, with Mars in Gemini, definitely try to stay grounded and follow your goals. It's an amazing time to achieve quite a lot during this time, but at the same time, it's essential to just follow a step-by-step process, a step-by-step routine, in order to fulfill your goals and ambitions during this time. But overall here, this transit can really help you to move forward and with any projects, ideas, goals you may have. But at the same time, the projects you've been working on, if things have been moving slowly, they will gain a momentum here with Mars in Gemini. If you have children, your children might be more energetic, more energized. Maybe you will be implementing different structures into your home or different ideas. They might need more stimulation, for example, during this time, more stimulating activities or activities that generally stimulate their curiosity. Now, this could be a very passionate time as well. You might be craving romance. You might be craving something romantic, doing something romantic if you are in a relationship. And this is a great time for doing so. But overall, this energy also gives you more confidence, especially when it comes to self-expression, more eagerness to engage in activities that are fun, that bring you that sense of joy and excitement. Now, bear in mind, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury will be retrograde as of the 29th of June. The retrograde starts at 26 degrees of Cancer. And this retrograde will, of course, happen in the Cancer, in the 6th house, but because the ruler of Mercury is a ruler of Gemini, and the dispositor of Mars here in Gemini, this means that those first 3 weeks of Mars in Gemini transit, it's a good time for working with what has already been established between before the 28th of June. So that would mean whatever came up around the new moon in Gemini. So try to take note if you can, if you feel like, during the new moon in Gemini, so that you can actually work on these ideas, thoughts, projects, whatever that comes up around the new moon in Gemini, because once Mercury turns retrograde and Mars is in Gemini, maybe this would be a good time to kind of work with whatever that came up during the new moon in Gemini. Anything brand new might be generally delayed, or it's not a good time for signing contracts here. You will have Mercury retrograde in your 6th house, so you will be reviewing your daily reality, your daily routines, the structures in your daily life. If you feel like there is chaos, if you think that things are generally aspects of your reality are out of control, then this Mercury retrograde will make it very, very evident and more noticeable, so giving you also a chance to restructure whatever needs to be restructured overall. At the same time, this would be also a good time for reviewing your diet, your health habits, and generally, it could be quite difficult to concentrate during this time or to focus for too long on something very, very complex. Mercury retrograde can make our energy slightly it can create confusion. It can create more of a daydreamer energy. So with Mercury retrograde here, that's why it's a good time for working what we already have established or initiated before the retrograde began, so that we don't have to deal with anything new that comes up. And it's very often the case, but once the retrograde is over, we feel like, oh, this doesn't make sense. So you are possibly going to be reviewing your lifestyle choices, your dietary choices, your daily habits, daily routine. It's a good time for reviewing, reassessing anything new. Leave it until the second part of July, if you can. And all right, so this is Mercury. Now, on the same day as Mercury turns retrograde, we also have a full moon happening in Capricorn at 8 degrees of Capricorn on the 29th of June. So another interesting energy here for you, because this is a full moon. So a full moon occurs when the sun and the moon are in the opposing signs. And this is, of course, the middle of a lunation cycle. So what does it mean? It means that, first of all, this is your 12th house. So it could feel like a very like a time when you want to withdraw, when you want to contemplate, when you want to step back from the outside chaos, the outside world. And actually, during those moments of solitude and reflection, contemplation, this is when you can really, really download some interesting insights from your subconscious mind. So that's why it's really essential to have those moments, this time alone. This is when you can process your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts peacefully. And this is also when you can collect your thoughts and find more clarity during those moments. So it's a very introspective full moon, without a doubt, a time of contemplation, a time of reflection as well. But at the same time, full moons also bring to light things that perhaps we overlooked, we missed, we didn't see happening. And the 12th house deals with hidden matters, private life, our mental health, our dreams. Some people experience very vivid dreams during full moons in the 12th house. Some people get answers through their dreams as well. Perhaps you might have a dream that could provide some valuable answers for you. So keep an eye on that. And I think the key thing with the full moon in the 12th house is to spend time on your own to recharge, because at this point you might feel like you need to rest. You need to rest and recharge your energy, recharge your body. So I think it's really, really essential. I think it's one of the main things. Of course, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Sometimes any unprocessed thoughts, emotions, fears come up to the surface during 12th house activations. So this is also a time of letting go and healing, a good time for decluttering, getting rid of things you don't need as well. All right, so then we end the month with Jupiter moving into Leo. That's your 7th house. This is a time of growth in your relationships. What can happen during this time? It can this energy can manifest as trips, foreign trips with other people, with your close friends, or generally not a group, but maybe like a couple of really, really close friends. So you might go abroad and on a trip. This could be when perhaps you might travel more than usual with your romantic partner, for example. Jupiter is connected to travel, to expansion. So very often with those the transits of Jupiter in the 7th house, we travel with people who are close to our heart. This could also mean that you'll meet people during this time, not a lot of people, but some influential people who might seem like your guides or your mentors, people with a lot of wisdom or life experience. Now, there could be karmic connections as well, because the South Node will enter this area of your life in July, and then you have an eclipse as well. This could see you entering new partnerships, collaborations, contracts. Generally, opportunities often come through others when Jupiter is in the 7th house. Opportunities come through collaborations, opportunities come through partnerships, opportunities come through one-to-one connections overall. So generally, people that enter your reality when Jupiter is in your 7th house, these are people who can help you expand, metaphorically speaking, expand in terms of your opportunities, your life experiences. The South Node will be here for 18 months as of July 2026, and then you will have eclipses, reoccurring eclipses. So this cycle overall here is happening during also the transit of the South Node in Leo in your 7th house, North Node in Aquarius in your 1st house, and also the eclipses reoccurring every 6 months. So you also need to take this into consideration. So thank you so much, Aquarius. Have a great month, and until the next time. Bye for now.